What's going on, guys? siimssyy here, and today I'm bringing you a video which a lot of you guys have asked for, which is how to improve your aim on Blackout and what the best controller settings and sensitivities, etc. Is to help improve your aim. Now, first things first, I just want to say that a lot of this does come down to practice, which might sound a little bit boring and cliche, but that is generally how you improve your aim, is by implementing time and dedication, practice, etc. into improving yourself. So one of the key factors I just want to say straight off the bat is practice does help. So make sure you're practicing. Now, when it comes to my controller settings itself, I actually effectively just went straight ahead and copied what Scump was doing a few years back. I did used to play World at War competitively, at which point, playing on a really high sensitivity, I played on Insane, which was the top sensitivity at that point, was really good. And I know a lot of people still play on a high sensitivity and think it's the best thing to do. However, personally, on most recent Call of Duties, I think it massively damages your aim, where the time to kill is a lot higher than what it used to be. So, in terms of my settings itself, I run 6.6 with default ADS. Now, the reason I play 6.6 is if you play on a higher sensitivity, and say you play on 12, for example, say you doubled my sensitivity, when you're aiming down the sight, when you're aiming in, you're going to be a lot more sensitive and prone to miss the target from moving too far from one side to the other. Whereas if you play on a sort of medium sensitivity, such as a 6.6, you've got a lot more chance of not missing the target. You've got a slightly slower aiming, which is where the ADS comes in as well, because I play on default. When you're moving from side to side before you're aiming, it's going to be a little bit slower as well. So it's just a bit easier to kind of make sure you're hitting the target at first point. Obviously, you do need to use the crosshairs, which I'll cover in a little bit later in terms of one of the tips that I'll give you. But yeah, just moving from side to side before you aim in, or whether it's on the ADS sensitivity and it's once you've aimed in, then you kind of want to run a fairly default type of sensitivity, quite a lower sensitivity. Otherwise you're going to end up missing the target and aiming too far to one side. Obviously, if you then go on the opposite side, if you go too low, you're then going to be too damn slow to keep up with where the person's moving. So sort of mid-range sensitivity like 6.6 is what I'd recommend, which is exactly the same as what Scump rocks. I don't know what he does on ADS, but I know that on those two that's what he does. That's what I always played on. Now, same as him as well, I turned my controller vibration off just because you can. It's quite slight, but when the controller's vibrating when you're shooting, it can make you kind of jog the stick a little bit from side to side, which can then make you miss a couple of bullets. And on Blackout, if you miss a couple of bullets, that could be your death, which means you're out and you've got to wait a whole 5 minutes to get back into another game. So I just run it off. It's not difficult to get used to either, so I'd recommend turning it off. Other side of things, aim assist and target assist. If you're on console, turn it on. If you've got it off, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're thinking. Just have it on. It makes aiming so much better, so much easier. It's easier to lock onto targets. Sniping, I believe, doesn't have any aim assist whatsoever, so it doesn't quite cover it on sniping. But it's all about using the crosshairs and kind of gauging where somebody's going to move with them when it comes to sniping, which again we'll cover off a little bit later on. And if you were interested, I play on tactical, not anything else. I just use a regular DualShock controller, so I just play on tactical, which simply just means that my melee button is circle instead of crouch on circle, and my crouch is on R3, the right analog stick, to do the opposite, it's crouch and prone. So yeah, that's my controller settings. And as I said, mainly in terms of ways you can practice ways you can improve your aim is through practice. One way that you can practice if you don't want to damage your stats and keep dying, etc. on a live game is if you've got a few friends that you play with. I recommend doing custom games on Blackout. That can help you get used to a little bit more on Blackout itself. But the main way that I, over the years, have practiced my aiming is actually through custom games, but on multiplayer rather than Blackout. Now, I know multiplayer is obviously different to Blackout itself, but it is going to allow you to get a lot more gun skill and practice the different movements of the guns, get used to the different recoil. Some of the stats don't completely carry over between multiplayer gun stats in terms of the way they move, but most of them, for the vast majority, are pretty damn similar, and it will help improve your gun skill anyway, which inevitably is going to help you on Blackout itself. So all you have to do is just back out of Blackout, head on to multiplayer, and simply just click on custom games just like you would do on Blackout itself. go to custom games and make a bot lobby. So all you need to do that is click on options, bot settings. Now I'm just going to do this for the purpose of this video. I'm just going to leave it on regular. If you really are a beginner, stick it on recruit. They're completely useless, to be honest, the guys on recruit, so it's pretty damn easy. As I said, I'll just leave it on default for now. All you do is go down, click add bot. You can click it as many times as you want. I'd put quite a few in there, and then play a small map. So I'm going to go to, okay, I can't add any more. Click on the map, or small maps. We got Nuketown, haven't we? So let's go to Nuketown. And then all you want to do is just make a variety of different gun classes. I haven't spent any time like changing perks, adding all things that are going to make this a lot easier. But just click on create a class. So for example, I've got 3 classes that I've made. I've got an MX9 class for submachine guns, get used to that. I've got an ICR to get used to the ARs, and I've got a sniper class as well. Just change it to stim shot just because it's going to annoy me if I don't have stim shot. I mean, what is that? And then just click play, and then you've made yourself a bot lobby. So these are literally computer generated players. They are literal bots. It's not just me calling a level 1 noob on Blackout a bot. They are actually bots. Yeah, so you just want to go ahead. Obviously, if you haven't played multiplayer before, you do just select whichever one you want to do. I'm not going to use any of their specialist items, so I don't really care. So I've just got Ajax, or Ajax, whatever you want to call him. I call him Ajax. Wait for it to load in. And then you just want to kind of use the bot lobbies itself. I personally, well, I'm not going to sit here using kill anything like that. All I did before, and you can up the settings on free for all, up higher, etc. Just get used to each gun. It is helpful. Go full on sweat, try hard, because I'm just going to demonstrate different things you can do with the guns. So Crosshairs itself is literally just these 4 white lines that are in the middle of this, which, as you can see, drawing closer as you aim. So all I do to find someone, let's just grab someone, here we go. Line up the crosshair, aim in. Line up the crosshair, aim in. Line up the crosshair. Every single time. I'm not going to say it each time, but how do you not die? The other side of things is when it comes to aiming, although it's a smaller target, the head does a lot more damage than anywhere else on the body, as you'd expect. So if you aim high, you're going to see a lot more action. Bruh. Before I change class, the other thing I'd say, when it comes to Blackout, it's kind of hard on Nuketown to demonstrate it. But if you... somebody's probably going to kill me whilst I'm doing this, but if you... when you're aiming at somebody closer range, you want to full auto it. If you're nice and close, full auto, get the full spray on. If somebody's, say, I don't know, like 100 meters away, what I do, and you might see other people do, is tap fire like that, just to guarantee you some more accuracy. And you literally can just simply just mash the trigger. All you need to do, right? Imagine you're using like a semi-auto pistol and just tap fire it. There's no, obviously from here, there's no real reason to do. Why is he playing with irons? This is disgusting. When it comes to sniping you can do a number of different things. Practicing on this, I wouldn't necessarily say sniping is the best way to practice on these bot lobbies, just because there is bullet drop on Blackout, but see, on multiplayer there isn't. It just fires dead straight. But it's the same principle. On Blackout, you want to make sure you're aiming for the head every single time. Hard scope. On multiplayer, obviously, is generally is quit scoping. It's all closer quarters. But if you imagine you're on Blackout, try and aim for the head or aim high. Get as much damage to your opponent as you can.
Crash down. Hostile medic wasted.
Why are they all firing mesh mines, damn it?
Kill.
Where's your head at?
Enemies placing razor wire. Drop.
Again, just make sure you're aiming high. That's all you need to remember, is that this is nobody cares. Like, this is just a recruit thing. Nobody's watching you, judging you. Just doesn't matter if you die. Just make sure you're aiming for the headshot.
Fast down.
Obviously there's a lot of people in this as well, but
Merman iced.
headshots. Guarantee yourself the kill. You'll see after this, I'm going to go to a Blackout game showing you some tips as soon as you come out of this. Oh, I didn't realise that was the last kill. He would have eaten it as well. But yeah, I'm going to move into a video now demonstrating on Blackout how that kind of carries over. So hopefully you guys can see how this can benefit you. I know on Nuketown it's a little bit different, but you can see on how it can improve your gun skill at least. Anyway, obviously I'm just kind of messing about on this. I'm not going full in, trying to be a full-time sweat. But yeah, just as you can see, just try and aim high. Aim high, guarantee yourself the kill. That's all I'll say from that side of things. But yeah, move into now on some footage of Blackout just so you can see the difference and how you can carry it over. But I'll catch you guys in the next clip. So now you're joining me in the game midway through on Blackout. I've got a sniper locked and loaded ready to go once we found someone. Hopefully you guys have practiced. Are they teaming? They're just following each other. Yeah, once you've found yourself a sniper, it's a little bit different. Hopefully you guys have practiced on the combat training, like I said. Once you're actually in Blackout itself, it is pretty damn similar, but it's not identical. The one thing you have to factor in with Blackout is there is slight bullet drop. You do need to account for that. So for example, with this guy, we're going to aim for the head, line it up, pop him. Just like that. All you need to do is just focus on keeping yourself still, aim in, hold your breath, line it up, take the shot. So it's a nice little example there of just lining up the headshot. It doesn't matter if it's a quick scope or a hard scope. If you're one of those people that is just like, ah, you've hard scope someone. On Blackout is completely different. Like that sort of stuff's considered a good shot. Just go for it. Line it up, take the headshot. Okay, what about moving on a quad? Again, you see he's going pretty straight. I don't know if you just see me actually. Oh, he's heading up. And down. So he's moving, you've got to pop the shot a little bit in front of him. There we go. Second try. You got to aim the shot. If it's somebody moving like that, especially on a vehicle, they've got a little bit of speed, you have to aim just in front. You notice how on the shots I was a tiny bit in front of where he was, aiming for the head, but just in front. Take the shot, get a nice little pop. Okay, so we've had a quad headshot and a line-up headshot. A nice one nonetheless. Okay, here's this guy's running over. I was shooting at him before. Should we use a SWAT? So he's moving again. From that close, that's when you want a full auto. As soon as they start being a little bit further in range, that's when you want to try maybe tap firing a little bit. Give yourself a little bit more chance on the accuracy side of things. Are you running over? Doesn't look like it.
Further collapse expected. Travel to
I do hear some shots. Okay, here we go. Again, we're going to line him up. Pop his head. That's only one of them, so there is another one down there. The ones that are still are really easy just to get a nice little one-shot kill on. Unless they've got a trauma kit, of course, and you're not using a paladin, but that's a whole different complaint. There's another guy down here somewhere. There he is. Can line him up. Oh. There we go. Headshots for days. He was barely moving again, so it's kind of easy to just kind of drag it to the side, little pop. That's it. Thanks. Nobody's looted that bag. What is that? That's why. Because there's a guy running. Again, line the head. See how I'm using the crosshairs? Saw the guy right there. All I'm doing is lining up the crosshairs dead on where the guy is. Crosshairs again, just to explain, the four little lines. I don't know, you can't see exactly where I'm pointing, but you've got the four lines, the four white lines that are separated. Before I'm aiming in on that guy where he's that close, aim the crosshairs, bang. That's all you need to do every time. Okay, he's got a paladin, so that's happening. Swap over. Okay, I've got another guy who's just shot at me. Stood still. Headshot. Every single time. All I'm doing again, lining up the crosshair, aim up a little bit for his head, quick shot, bang, he's gone. 13 left. It's nothing too complicated. A lot of it, as I said, is practice, but once you've kind of got used to what I'm saying, and once you practice the stuff in the combat training, you will see improvements. So yeah, I died in the last game, but I thought I'd throw in this little bonus clip for you guys. Just so this is in theatre mode. I did get a nice shot on this guy that you're going to see coming up in the boat. But yeah, as always, hopefully that video has helped you. Hopefully it's been some tips that have helped. If there's any other tips that you guys want, feel free to let me know in the comments below. If there's anything that you want me to do differently on the videos, let me know as well. I'm pretty new to making videos. I mainly stream. So yeah, let me know any thoughts. But I'll leave you guys with this little bonus clip. Make sure you guys drop a like. Make sure you drop a sub if you're new. Share the video if it has helped you. That would be massively helpful if you can. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Swing and a miss, and oh man, that one should have hit. Wasn't aiming in front. Don't ask me why it's doing the wingsuit noise. It's just a glitch on the theatre mode. Can we get a little rewind on that boat shot? So yeah, I've heard the boat coming. You can't really hear it because the wingsuit noise. I didn't aim in front enough on that one, and then boom, just in front. You see how that when it hits, it's just in front perfectly. Remember, but yeah, make sure you drop a like, make sure you sub. Catch you guys hopefully in the stream if YouTube lets me stream, and I'll catch you guys in the next.